Hey, Rob Pincus here for the Week 4 update from the 2012 Personal Defense Network Training Tour. Now, if you've seen our earlier updates, you know that we've already done some rifle training. We've had some combat-focused carbine training out there on the range, and Daniel Defense is one of our supporters for the tour this year. I was asked specifically in a follow-up email to one of our earlier posts which Daniel Defense rifle I recommend or which one I prefer. Well, this is the one. It's my go-to gun. Of course, this one has my logo on it. It's been laser etched right at the Daniel Defense factory. That's pretty cool. But the main thing about this, and this is considered a V1 lightweight barrel, is that it is very minimalist, and it is in fact lightweight. Even though I get the full rail and I could put anything I want on here, of course I've got my sling attachments built in here. Anything I wanted to put on here I could, but I keep it very, very minimal. It's incredibly lightweight. I've got my Mo stock on here, my mag pull. I've got a little bit of an oversized release here, which I like. I've got my little T1, my micro from Aimpoint, which is awesome. And then I've got a little tiny light laser down here, because I really like to have the laser for your tertiary aiming device for the close quarters for something like a home defense situation. I like the lightweight barrel profile. Of course, it'll stand up to really anything I need it to stand up to, and it does help the rifle to be Daniel Defense lighter, stronger, better. Now, this week on the tour, here's what we did. I personally did my first open enrollment extreme close quarters tactics class in several years. It was a great class. I really missed teaching it. We taught it right here in Ohio, outside of Columbus. It was well attended, and we're going to hear from a couple of the students from that class. Alessandro Padovane, who was overseas the last time we talked about him as being part of the tour, was teaching one of his safer, faster knife defense classes in Los Angeles. And we're going to hear from Omari Broussard, who's out here to work with me on a course next week. He was training with Robert Smith last week, and next month he's going to start his role as an instructor on the tour as well.
Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Muir. I'm a contributor to Personal Defense Network, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about a class that I took, the Extreme Close Quarters Tactics class, which was part of the PDN tour. Now, I'm a lifelong martial artist, and I have some firearms training. Definitely have spent some of my time in personal defense, matter of fact, most of my life, but I hadn't taken a class quite like this where we integrate the actual all of the variations of defense, whether it be firearms, unarmed, together in a self-defense capacity. Well, we did it during the class, and I learned a very important lesson. And the lesson that I learned was the way I was carrying concealed, actually, for me, was completely ineffective. Now, what happened was that I was using my purse, and like many women, I want to look good while I'm carrying. About 2 minutes into the class, it became very clear to me that the purse that I was carrying for concealment was absolutely ineffective. I mean, once I was put under pressure, I found that the purse actually would get trapped, it would get knocked out of my hand. In the worst case scenario, I actually had it around, I would carry it around my body, and it was more like a type of a carry bag, and the actual strap could get wrapped around my neck. So I knew I had to make some changes about the way that I carry, and I was really, really pleased to discover that carrying an appendix style for me, which I thought was completely out of the question, actually turned out to be pretty effective. So, just dressed in my regular outfit now, it's very simple, a very simple carry. I don't think anybody would ever know it, so I get to go about my day, but now I feel like I'm so much more prepared for that worst case scenario situation.
I was glad that I initially drove out and shot AJ, which I didn't even know who it was I was shooting. I just saw a gun pointed at the gun. That's how disoriented it was. He's like, "You totally got me." I was like, "I have no clue."
I have no, you got me.
I shot who?
I did what? Yeah.
And I like the other thing is like I got this whole game plan. So I know someone's gonna try and grab my gun. I'm a body slam them. I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna be the hero. Nope. you do it. Like I drove out. I knew you were somewhere. You were gonna do something dickish. But I still drove out and shot, and I still stared right at him. And I think that's the closest to real you could get. Like it was that high I was looking for. We were talking about when we were waiting before, like that unknowing that made me apprehensive, and I think that simulated closest to as real as we could get safely, and it was very, very effective.
Hey everyone, Omari Broussard, 10X Defense, also a PDN contributor out here involved with the PDN Tour 2012. I have the unique opportunity and to be not only a contributor to the tour, an instructor on the tour, but also a student on the tour. A couple weeks ago I was involved with Dr. Robert Smith of Direct Action Medical Network. Took his course 2 weeks ago. Great course, had a great time there. Now I'm currently in Ohio getting ready to teach with Rob Pincus at the CFS instructor development course we'll be doing this week. And in the near future, June timeframe, I will be doing a 2-day combat focused shooting course as a contributor to the PDN Tour. The PDN Tour, PDN itself has been a great help, not only to me as a student and instructor, but also to my clients. It's a great resource. There's the contributors on PDN, from Dr. Robert Smith to Mike Janich to Jeff Gonzalez to Rob Pincus, Tom Gibbons. I mean, they just have a pretty decent team there that speaks to a pretty broad range of ability levels when we start talking about self-defense as a whole. So definitely you want to check out personaldefensenetwork.com and get the information there, and look forward to seeing you on the tour.